He stomped them.
Mr. Ahmad giving an interview there.
Plano, all right, Plano.
I mean, wouldn't you be? You've got an American who's not breaking the law. That winds up with a big split in the back of the seat.
City of Olmos Park.
AJ, nice to meet you. Here you go, Felix. Thank you.
Well, I haven't been personally affected, so I'm not filing a lawsuit yet. You never know what's happening today.
How are you doing?
But we expect for everybody who's had their right
Glad to be here. How you doing?
to sue the city and the chief person, hopefully. Here's what we're doing. We're here to stand up for our rights. We're not here to break the law. We're not here to
Surprise punch.
and demand that the Olmos Park Police Department just simply respect those rights. No more, no less. We're not asking for anything special or anything out of the ordinary. We are decent, law-abiding American citizens who are just exercising our constitutional rights. So, treat us. That's it.
Are you also calling for David,
If you have a man wearing a police officer's uniform, by the way, we have some police officers, retired police officers that are members of Open Carry Texas, so we know what a real officer of the law is, what they look like, and how they behave. If you have people
We're coming out.
who has so little respect for the Constitution,
This instead of this.
would you want that man to be a police officer?
I'm not saying that it'll save your life, but it gives you a chance.
Yeah, we got. Hey, make a hole! Make a hole! Rene Valenciano shouldn't be a police. He has absolutely no respect for the Constitution. They're way over there. Rights in the Constitution. The citizen enjoys for every American. Let the car through. So we can have those rights.
Car,
And
make
for the
a
law.
hole.
No, I don't want a man like that.
You don't want to get mad.
I come from a family full of police officers. Anybody calls me and have a conflict or don't know what they're talking about, they're a damn liar. I don't just support police officers, real officers of law. I love them because what they do is pretty tough. And I know because my cousin Steve, Floyd, and ML retired from HPD. My cousin Bruce retired from
Anybody
the
else
Sheriff's
sign
Department, then moved out to
constitutional
Toronto and became the sheriff of Riel County. My uncle Joe was the sheriff of Polk County.
Thank you, man.
My cousin Mike was a deputy in Polk County. So I come from a family full of law enforcement. This is about corrupt, abusive, bad law enforcement officers that should not be law enforcement officers. And that's what it is. It's never about the ordinance. This is about just doesn't give a damn that citizens have rights and what the laws are.
Hey, old man.
Oh, yes, I'm familiar.
We got a helicopter flying above there, y'all.
Okay, let's get something straight. He didn't reference it. He used it as BS justification for what he did. I'm very familiar with that. They roll up on Jack from two directions, point their rifles at him, tell him to get on the ground, and then they're yelling, "Well, why do you have a gun, sir?" That's illegal to do in the state of Texas. We just had a horrible shooting in Florida. Okay, you don't have one in Olmos Park. We don't know that you're burglarizing these buildings. Yes, you do. He's standing on the sidewalk looking at his phone. So,
do you think that's why a lot of the device events is happening, these mass shootings, and then you see somebody walk with an assault rifle? Do you think that's what it's all originating?
when was the last time you ever heard of any of these nuts that have shot people walking down the road openly carrying their rifle?
Amen.
When has that ever happened? It doesn't. They conceal their rifle, they hide it until they get to the point where they're going to do their dirty deed. You see a man walking down the road openly in broad daylight with a gun, you can bet that he knows attention is going to be drawn to him, and that means he's not a bad guy. Bad guys don't do that.
Amen, Mr. Ahmad.
Get in where you fit in, you know?
Here's the deal with that. The anti-gun culture, the gun haters, that's what I call them. They've gotten so prevalent, they've spread their fear all over the place that there's a lot of people that I don't blame for being scared of guns because they don't know any better. What I would say to them is, think of something else that you were afraid of, maybe getting in the water. Some people are scared of getting in the water. Any fear you've had to overcome, what'd you do? Well, you took a look at it. You kind of confronted that fear and you saw the truth about it. That's what I'd say to people that are just scared of guns. These people that say, well, guns hurt people, don't you know? No, they don't. People hurt people. Bad people hurt people. The gun is just the tool that they use. They could also pick up a hammer and bash somebody in the head. So before you talk about how bad guns are, maybe learn what you're talking about. Then talk.
Last question: what do you want this rally to? What kind of message do you want it to send to the police department? What do you want this? What do you want to come from this?
Here's what I want to come from this. I want the Olmos Park Police Department and every officer in it to respect the constitutional rights of American citizens and the laws of the state of Texas. No more, no less. That's it. Just do what everybody else has to do. Follow the law. It's very simple. If a man has a right to do something, don't bother him when he's doing it. If he breaks the law, that's different. If he hasn't, leave him alone.
Is there anything else you want to add in on this rail?
Not really.
Anything else I need to say, fellas?
Okay. No, that's it.
All right, well, thanks for speaking with me.
Thank you.
God bless America.
Okay. Yeah. God bless America. That's that one right there. We need to remember that. Okay, guys, I got to get towards my truck. We got. Yes.